Our top focus: personal attacks, barbs targeting top leaders through posters or via press conferences. This is what we get to see in the run-up to Delhi elections. This is elections for the national capital, Delhi, a city which is seen as the crown jewel of the country. But instead of talking about issues that affect those living here, like pollution, traffic gridlocks, safety, we only see politicians bickering and serving allegations targeting each other. And a lot of creativity and time is clearly being invested into this if we just take one look at the posters, at the poster war which is emanating, which has in fact largely captured the headlines over the past few days now. Here on NDTV, we are bringing the needle back daily to Delhi's real issues. Here's what they are according to us, at least some of the real issues which we need to hear more from our politicians. We are highlighting some of them on your screens right now. So today we are asking, politics of personal attacks, is that yet another sad outcome of real issues being forgotten in the fight for the national capital? To discuss this further, I'm joined on the broadcast by Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson for the BJP, Sanjay Jha, political analyst, Dr. Shelly Oberoi, former mayor of Delhi, and Aarti Jairath, senior journalist. Thank you all for joining me on this discussion. My first question goes to Shelly Oberoi. Ms. Oberoi, even today we saw that Kejriwal's written to the Election Commission complaining about the fake voters issue, but bringing in his rival, Parvesh Verma, into the scheme of things, linking him to alleged fake voters issue and saying that over 30 fake applications are connected to his address in the national capital. Now, while the Aam Aadmi Party has been claiming that it's their performance which will speak to the voters and that's what's going to help them to tide over this anti-incumbency, then why not spend more time talking about these welfare schemes rather than throwing these personal barbs and targeting their political rivals?
Thank you, Dhanima. And this is really shameful that as Bharatiya Janata Party know that this time they are losing in Delhi and they are doing all kind of dishonest politics, dishonestly they want to win the elections. And this is a list which has been shown by the MP Sanjay Singh also, along with the data, and how the electoral scam is being done by the Bharatiya Janata Party. And this is really shameful that the senior MPs of the Bharatiya Janata Party and the central ministers are involved in the fake voter addition and deletion. And this clearly shows that Mr. Parvesh Verma, the BJP candidate from New Delhi, they have submitted an application to register almost 33 votes at his address, and he is living in that bungalow. He is supposed to vacate that bungalow in which he is living right now. Then the Pankaj Chaudhary, who has applied for registered for 26 votes, then Kamlesh Paswan, then Mukherjee Samriti, he has applied for 31 votes. So there is a long list which clearly shows that BJP is engaged in electoral manipulations by registering multiple votes at limited or questionable addresses. And today, our former Chief Minister has written a letter to the Chief Election Commissioner to investigate this matter and how the Bharatiya Janata Party, rather than talking about who is the CM candidate, rather than talking about what is the vision for Delhi, what is the vision, what is their plan, what is their strategy to save the democracy of the country, what are the welfare schemes they are going to bring, if what they have no agenda, rather than talking about their strategy, they are abusing Aam Aadmi Party leaders and their families. They are confiscating the residence of the sitting CM. They are doing the vote manipulations. They are doing the fake promises to the farmers and the Jat communities. What about the law and order in Delhi? They are not talking about that. What about the women's security? What about all those issues which are main? Why they're not talking about education? Why they're not talking about the health? Why they're not talking about the free bijli, free money?
Right. Opening comments made by Shelly Oberoi. Taken your point, ma'am. Opening comments made by Shelly Oberoi. Let me bring in Pradeep Bhandari now. While manipulation of electoral rolls in Delhi is a matter of investigation, there are the police and the Election Commission as well. Both are looking into that matter. But Pradeep Bhandari, your comments on the fact that we are seeing daily personal attacks from both sides, from the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP side. No one a particular party is solely being blamed for it. Why is it that that is what is dominating the headlines rather than talking about, issues? And why isn't BJP targeting Aam Aadmi Party on their schemes if they feel that the schemes, are not working out or are cheating the voters of Delhi?
Well, Tanima, first of all, we are in opposition in Delhi, and it is our right to reflect the voice of the people of Delhi, which want to rout and remove the Aam Aadmi Party government. We are talking about the issues of the people of Delhi. This is why we are speaking about the CAG report of how 2026 crore of corruption has been done personally by Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal built his 50 crore sheesh mail. That 50 crore of money could have been gone to ensure that there is no tanker mafia in Delhi. That 50 crore money could have been gone to ensure that the situation is such that there is no garbage dump in Delhi. Shelly Oberoi also has the charge of MCD. In the last many years, the Aam Aadmi Party has not been able to remove a single garbage dump. That 50 crore could have been gone to ensure that the women of Delhi get rupees in their account, which has not happened. The women of Punjab are languishing in the last 3 years. That where is the 100 rupee of money, that even 100 rupees of money that the Aam Aadmi Party has deposited? We have deposited money right from Samman Rashi, whether it is Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh or Haryana. The people of Delhi are asking Aam Aadmi Party that 2026 crore of corruption that you have done, the liquor scam that you have done, your liquor scam policy, if I want to quote, the objective of Aam Aadmi Party's liquor scam policy was to ensure equitable access of liquor supply to each and every ward of Delhi. So they had promised about schools. They have opened liquor shops in every ward of Delhi. That money they could have even invested in ensuring that the 55,000 which are students who have failed in the 11th standard and the 1 lakh students who have failed in the 9th standard, they do not fail. So the Aam Aadmi Party has failed on all the fronts, and this is why we are asking them questions. And the Arvind Kejriwal knows that he's losing the elections. This is why he's charging fake allegations. The Election Commission of Delhi has reputed, let me complete in 10 seconds. The Election Commission of Delhi has rebuffed all the fake allegations of Arvind Kejriwal and Sanjay Singh. So Arvind Kejriwal knows he's losing New Delhi. This is why he will not answer on the failed misgovernance of last 10 years.
All right. Shelly Oberoi, I'll come back to you later. Let me bring in others, please. Sanjay Jha, if I can bring you in the sea of personal attacks, which we largely are seeing between Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, what is Congress's strategy? We know Rahul Gandhi is going to get into the campaign fray starting from Monday, if I am to understand correctly. Is that the same tone that even the Congress is going to follow?
Well, I think the Congress has an uphill battle. It has to make up for a lot of ground that it has ceded to both the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, which in fact is a manifestation of a party that needs to wake up and smell the coffee, because the great Delhi story was really constructed, built, and frankly speaking, appreciated by one and all under the leadership of Sheila Dikshit when she was the chief minister. And the Congress naturally did well and won 3 elections back to back. So, to answer your question, it's an opportunity for the Congress to at least start crawling back into competitive mainstream politics. But to address your question on what we are debating on your program today,
Mr.
I will agree with Shelly.
I'm really sorry, I'll have to interrupt you there. There's a breaking update coming in. I will come back to you, but let me go across to the breaking news that we have got right now. BJP has declared its second list for the national capital, for Delhi. And there are several prominent names which figure on it. For more on this, let me bring in my colleague Maria. Maria, give us the details.
Yes, so Tanima, the second list has come out. Yesterday the CEC had met. So overall the sense in the BJP is that this entire process has to be closed in the next 24 to 48 hours, because the nomination processes have begun as well. Remember, Delhi polls on 5th. But having said that, I mean, the prominent faces in this list of 29 would certainly be Kapil Mishra, controversial figure certainly, but he has got a ticket from Karawal Nagar, and the BJP has chosen to, field a new face after dropping their current MLA Mohan Singh Bisht from that constituency of Karawal Nagar. Another interesting, candidate would be Harish Khurana, who's got a ticket from Moti Nagar. Mr. Khurana is the son of the only BJP chief minister. No, in fact, the party has had 2 chief ministers here. Madan Lal Khurana's son. late Madan Lal Khurana's son. So Harish Khurana, who's a party spokesperson, will be contesting from Moti Nagar. So he has been working tirelessly for the ticket as well. So interesting choice, but overall the party has to declare far more number of candidates before they finally put, their own strategy in place. It's an important election for the BJP here in Delhi, Tanima, because the party, remember, has been winning Lok Sabha elections. In 2014, it won all 7 seats. So did it do, in 2019, and also in 2024, it had a full strike rate. 7 on 7 went to the BJP. But when it comes to assembly elections, that's where the 30% floaters or the floating voters of Delhi play a role. And that's where the BJP is not able to really perhaps figure out as to how do they get the Delhiites who vote for the party in Lok Sabha also vote for them in assembly elections.
Maria Shakil there with the breaking update. Thank you so much for joining us. And let me go back to Sanjay Jha, who was making that point. I'm really sorry, sir, for interrupting you there, but please go ahead with the point you were making about Congress's strategy amid this intense and pitched battle of personal attacks that we're seeing in Delhi.
No, I thank you very much. I do feel that the Congress has an opportunity to try and actually increase its vote share. I don't know how many seats they will win, because I do want to concede very honestly that I still feel this is a BJP versus AAP election, with the AAP being the front runner. But let me make a very bipartisan point here. I believe, Tarunima, that what the former mayor of Delhi is speaking on your show is not very basically off the track. There is a point that end of day, the voter rolls is a significant issue in all elections. And one worry that one has is voter suppression. And I think this happens in many democracies, including gerrymandering. These are ways to influence the outcome of an election. So I hope the Election Commission rises to that challenge and does not allow any ambiguity to prevail. One point that I do wish to make that all parties should fight about, I don't live in Delhi, I live in Mumbai, but I can tell you the perception is that Delhi is extremely unsafe for women. And I believe that until and unless Delhi is seen as a place where women can go to work and come back home without stressing their families, where people can go out in the evening, socialize and come back, whether they drive on their own or whether they are accompanied by friends, but they're safe. I think that is one issue that all governments have failed in. And until and unless you create a society that makes women feel safe and secure, I think a good government is far from reality. But I do think that at least in this election, there is a competition and the Congress has a space to try and take advantage of. Let me see how they do.
All right. Aarti Jairath, coming to you now. You heard all the parties in a way speaking their mind on this particular issue and also about what really matters to Delhi. They feel that they're voicing the concerns of the people. But this tactics of capturing the headlines with personal attacks, do you find this particularly intense in Delhi?
Yes, certainly. Much more than the last 2 elections. I tracked both of them very, very closely. And this time the election campaign seems to be very negative from both sides. It's negative because they're attacking each other in the most, sort of vile language. I mean, the posters that the Aam Aadmi Party has put up and in retaliation, the BJP has put up against Kejriwal. I mean, they're really vile. And, you don't expect a city like Delhi, which is largely a middle-class city, cosmopolitan city, to see this kind of, gutter politics. That's number one. Number two, the promise of freebies has really crossed all limits and has reached, kind of bizarre, sort of level. Because, the latest promise from the Aam Aadmi Party is that they will provide security guard to RWAs because, law and order is so bad in Delhi. There's something called welfareism. There's something called populism. But what we're seeing in Delhi is neither welfareism nor populism. It's just the ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Why should you be paying out salaries to religious figures? Why should you be providing security guards to RWAs? These are not the issues that people are really concerned with. I think people are concerned with much more basic issues. Life in Delhi has really declined. I've been living in this city for 50 years now, and I have seen how much decline there is in the city, just in terms of roads, traffic. Every year during the monsoons is so much flooding because nobody bothers to de-silk and clean the drains in time. I mean, no party so far has been able to unveil a vision of what they want Delhi to be in the next 10 years and what they will do to make Delhi, the pride of India as its capital. And that's the sad thing about this election, that it has taken on such negative overtones.
Right, and almost led to a rise of meme fests in a way as well, with the kind of attacks that we are seeing. Shelly Oberoi, you heard Aarti Jairath there. There are several issues in the national capital. It is the capital of the country, and a city where a lot of people who are not originally from Delhi also see this city as a city of opportunities. But what we have in fact been saying, there is nothing memorable that has come out from any of your leaders talking about some of these real issues which matter to the people of Delhi, whether it is about pollution, whether it is about safety. You heard Sanjay Jha there, also a Mumbai resident, talking about safety, which everyone across the country feels should be one of the main talking points when it comes to the national capital. I don't remember at least any significant remarks being made by any of your leaders recently about these issues. What we have in fact been seen on a daily basis, a press conference of he said versus she said.
See, Aam Aadmi Party in the last 1.5 years, Aam Aadmi Party leaders have faced a lot of challenges, and almost all the leaders were put behind the bars under a fake liquor policy case, and still we performed very well. And I think there is a report card which I want to show to you, that we have done a lot for the infrastructure, we have done a lot for the education, we have done a lot for the health, to improve the health system of Delhi. But I just want to answer Mr. Bhandari, how he talked about the Sheesh Mahal, he was talking about CAG report. So can you tell me, Mr. Bhandari, that this CAG report has been uploaded on the CAG website? Upload hui hai. This, even the court has not accepted this CAG report. This is done in a similar way what was done in Maharashtra. A fake AI report was created and which was presented. This is just a political gimmick. This shows the bewildered state of mind of Bharatiya Janata Party, that they are losing. Number two, you have been talking about Sheesh Mahal. What about Raj Mahal of 2,700 crore? What about the 300 crores carpet? What about the 200 crore chandeliers? What about that the Raja is traveling in the 8,400 crore plane, carrying expensive shades, carrying expensive pen, wearing very expensive watches? And he is also talking about the MCD.
Okay.
I have ruled MCD. I have headed MCD for 2 years. 15 years MCD was being headed by Bharatiya Janata Party.
Right.
In last 15 years, I know what happened in last 15 years.
Not
Even
really
Bharatiya
answering
Janata
a lot
Party
of mine, but you have asked a series of questions to Pradeep Bhandari. Let's give him a chance to respond. Ms. Oberoi, you've asked him a series of questions. Let's give him a chance to respond. We have limited time on the show. But also, in addition to what Shelly Oberoi was saying, Pradeep Bhandari, one question to you. Your critics may say that BJP does not have a big face in Delhi, which is why it's focused on tarnishing the image of Aam Aadmi Party's top leaders. Your response to that? Mr. Bhandari, if you can unmute yourself. We can't hear you. If you can unmute yourself. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So I'm saying the reality is that Arvind Kejriwal led Aam Aadmi Party was so scared in Delhi that despite the repeated reminders by the Lieutenant Governor, the Arvind Kejriwal led Aam Aadmi Party has not tabled a single CAG report in the assembly because they know Mr. Kejriwal is corrupt. Point number one. Point number two, yes, Shelly Oberoi has been heading the NCT from the last 2 years. This is why you see only Kuda Kachra across in Delhi. I can invite her to come to Bhavana to tell her the Aam
Mr.
Aadmi Party.
Bhandari, those landfills are given by BJP.
This is not the way.
Because
no,
BJP has done
be quiet.
No,
this is not the way.
Shelly Oberoi, please give him a chance to respond. He did not interrupt you while you were talking. Give him a chance to respond. Everyone's getting time on the show. We cannot have people talking over each other. Mr. Oberoi, please give him a chance to respond. Go ahead, Pradeep Bhandari.
No, I will again start. See, I'll again start. This is not the way. You need to mute her. This
Mr.
is an
Oberoi,
old
please.
strategy of the
Okay,
Aam Aadmi
all
Party
right.
to
Pradeep
interrupt
Bhandari,
whenever they
please
do
go
not
ahead.
apply.
We have to give
Yes.
chance to others also. Pradeep Bhandari, please go ahead.
You should tell the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson who's acting like a hooligan here. Thank you. I am asking simple questions. Point number one, Aam Aadmi Party did not table a single CAG report. 2026 crore is the liquor scam. Point number two, 52. Arvind Kejriwal used to promise that he would live in a 2 BHK apartment and will not take any VVIP security. He, during the COVID work, made 52 crore sheesh mail. Point number three, 10 years have happened. Has Aam Aadmi Party cleaned Yamuna? No. 10 years have happened. Has Aam Aadmi Party deposited a single rupee of money in the account of women of Delhi? No. 10 years have happened. Has the Aam Aadmi Party been able to even provide Dalit scholarship to 10 Dalit students? The answer is no. 10 years have happened and Arvind Kejriwal calls the Purvanchalis of Delhi as Farzi.
Mr. Bhandari, answer me this. I want this answer. Who is the CM face?
Let
Mr.
him
Ramesh
finish.
Bhiduri.
Let him finish.
Leader.
Arvind Kejriwal cannot become the
All right, we cannot have this
Supreme Court will not
shouting
allow
match.
it. Supreme Court will
We
not
can't have
allow
this
it.
shouting
Don't
match, both of you,
worry.
please.
Supreme Court will not
I want this
allow it.
answer.
Okay, let me go
Supreme
across
Court
to
will not
somebody
allow
else.
Mr. Kejriwal.
Sanjay Jha, Rahul Gandhi is going to start campaigning from next week. I'll have to bring him in now. Sanjay Jha, Rahul Gandhi is going to start campaigning from next week. What is going to be Congress's main poll issue for Delhi? What is Congress's main promise for Delhi? And one particular issue that they're going to focus on?
No, I think the Congress's entire approach has to be driven by pure development politics. I mean, the country is now probably a lot more enlightened and definitely a lot more aware of what they should expect from the political system. And, you know, Aam Aadmi Party has taken away what used to be the Congress's traditional platform, which was about reaching out to the new middle class, to the poor, and especially because Delhi for a long time was not really very cosmopolitan or industrial. It remained for a pretty considerable period a very bureaucracy and a government establishment driven population. But I think that's dramatically changed. So the Congress's approach has to be based on how do you address the issues of safety. I think that has got to be critical.
Okay.
The Congress party also needs to talk about statehood here, because I think that's going to be a very crucial point. How can you govern Delhi with the center really having all the key controls and commands on the remote control? But these are factors that need to be communicated.
Okay.
Eventually, at the end of the day, the common
This government even when the UPA was in power and the BJP was in power. Why did you do an alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party? The Aam Aadmi Party was so bad.
Okay, we cannot have people talking over each other. We were having a very calm discussion, but this has gone off the mark right now, Mr. Pradeep Bhandari. All right, we are running out of time on this discussion. I will have to thank my guests at this point, Pradeep Bhandari, Sanjay Jha, Shaili Oberoi and Aarti Jairath. Thank you so much for joining us on this discussion, a very heated topic and heated debate. And as we can see that the pitch is only going to keep going up from here as we get closer to the Delhi election date. And so that is, of course, our focus on Delhi elections. But news and updates will continue right here on NDTV.